Recording. We can call the meeting to order at 6:05 p.m. This is the Fairfield Arts Commission meeting of October 21st, 2025.
Yeah.
Is that your job?
That's all right. That's all right.
I'm taking over all right.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Sorry, Connor.
That's okay. Please.
Force of habit. Charlie's got me in the rough.
Trained you well.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, we'll go around and introduce ourselves. Connor Dean, Vice Chair.
Lou Human, Secretary.
Christine Orlando.
Charlie, you want to?
Charlie McDonald, I'm the absent chair.
Mark Barnhart, Director of Community Economic Development and Staff Support for the Commission. Beverly.
Beverly Bell is Fairfield Chamber of Commerce.
And on the Cultural Advisory Board.
Yes.
And John.
John Kuhn, outsider, interloper.
Perfect. We love interlopers.
Oh, look at you.
All right, so we will skip agenda item number 4, which is the approval of minutes, and we will come back to that if we get another commissioner.
Yep.
So the next thing on the agenda is to hear an update on the utility cabinet public art project.
Yes. So I'm sharing screen for Charlie's benefit. I don't know if you can see it or not, but yeah, we have 4 additional locations identified. We have 3 sponsors so we have 3 of the 4 locations sponsored.
That's great.
One is on Tungus Hill Cutoff. Waywood Drive is at the it's Coons Corner, Tungus Hill and Black Rock Turnpike. That area, there's a little pocket park there. Across from where Pop-Up Bagels is, Post Road, Mill Plain
Great
Road.
location.
Great location. Fairfield University Center for Arts and Minds is interested in sponsoring that. Third location is the one we originally started with, the location, a box in front of the Fairfield Public Library on Post Road. And the 4th location, I reached out to a business to see if they would be interested in sponsoring this location on Kings Highway Cutoff at New England Avenue. Again, we're trying to locate a number of these throughout town. For some, I have several others.
I do too. I've been meaning to send them to you.
So feel free to send them along because I'll keep them in reservoir. And then if we have additional sponsors, part of it is identifying, potential sponsors that might be geographically proximate to some of these locations. Sure. So that's kind of my philosophy now, is looking at some of these and seeing who's around some of these and whether they might be interested in sponsoring some public art.
And I forget, are you going to pick the artist? How are we picking the artist?
No, so the way I originally structured it was to allow the sponsors to have some feedback, and both in terms of the color scheme and design, the theme of the art, as well as to help with help with selection of the artists. Mm-hmm. But I know that some, I'm sure the art folks at the Center for Arts and Minds would be interested in participating, but probably some others are more hands-off. They said, we trust you, you do what you need to do. So I'm at the point now, and I'll just share these. I don't have it electronically, but we're putting together a call for artists.
Great.
Which, if anyone has any comments on it, we need to flush out where we are is I've contracted with Anhal Graphics to do the fabrication installation of the vinyl wraps. Part of that, their services is to go out and field measure all these locations because, believe it or not, they all vary.
Oh, really? That's crazy.
A little bit different in terms of size. And so they field measure and they'll create a design template that the artist can then use. And so that'll be appended to this. So, I'll be going through that. I guess the one question, and I defer to you and some of your fellow artists, we just threw it out there as a placeholder, like $500 as a stipend for the art. I've seen anywhere from 300 to 500. But I wanted to get your feedback. I have no problem with the 500. The cost of the fabrication installation is a little bit more than $1,500 at this point.
Can they sign it?
And they sign, they
Can
cannot
they have-
sign.
They can't have their
They cannot.
signature or anything?
Well, we will try.
Because if they could have like a link to their Instagram
And
or
they
something.
can't do that.
Like at their name? It's
I
just
don't
that that's
think so.
paying them.
Yeah, so
Like, that would be.
I think
something.
what we'll have to do, what we're gonna do to get around it is we'll have, and this is a question for the sponsors too. So we'll have to do, because I can't put anything that is considered, I tried to do a QR code. I tried to do a website link.
So I know that's like trying to sell something, but this is just giving them credit, like where people can find them.
Yeah, I know, but I can't put it on the
You
box
can't.
because
I knew
the
you couldn't
DOT
do an
won't.
ad of any kind.
So I think what I'm gonna do is put it, it'll be on a lawn sign that we position next to the box. I may try to go out and do, not for recording, but like a Gorilla QR code to put on the box after the DOT approves it. They'll be on our website,
Yeah,
and then we'll have a link.
yeah. As
So
long
we'll
as
have
they
a
get
walking,
some
so there'll be a
recognition.
couple different ways that we can obviously bring awareness to the artist, showcase their work, but also give recognition to the sponsor as well.
Okay.
But, the guidelines that the state publishes, no advertisement, and we tried in the past to include website, Instagram handles, QR codes, and we went through 6 design iterations with the state DOT. They nixed every single one of them.
Wow.
So I think we're just gonna have to be creative in terms of what they'll allow. But-
Yeah, I think if you're giving them recognition in other places, then $500 is nice
Okay,
to offer.
500 is good, okay.
I think it's nice to offer,
Perfect.
yeah.
And to clarify, the sponsorship, that would be the 500 or the
Yes.
1,500?
The 500 is the sponsorship.
Okay.
So then we cover the
We're
1,000.
covering the 1,500 or
1,000.
whatever it is. No, it's $1,500 to put to actually
Print it.
fabricate
Sorry,
and
that's
install.
that, and the 500 is for the
It's
art.
actually a little bit more by the time I add in, like, go out, field measure, design a template. If you saw the installation process, it's very labor intensive. They had 2 guys out there for pretty much a day.
Really?
So everything has to be trimmed around each of the vents, and so it's quite an effort.
Wow.
But DOT will not allow boxes to be painted. This is the only way that it's permitted. So we're working within their design considerations.
Yeah.
So
But the 500, I feel, is a reasonable ask for like,
I do
now
too.
that we've identified the boxes to go to the local businesses, like one of them by my house, Gannam's would be a great,
Good.
Yeah, I reached out to Lee today.
I'm sure they could do that.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we set it up this way originally, because 500 is what I think businesses are comfortable with. That's a good sweet spot for a lot of folks.
So there's one outside of Mayones in Stratfield Village.
Yeah.
Would they, like if they sponsored it, would they then want pizzas all over it or something? To make it an
Well, I think, so that's an interesting question. I think you can have that as a theme, I suppose, and let an artist have fun with it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that, for example, Fairfield University, would they have a theme that's related to stags or some animal, like the stag, right? So, but an artist can interpret that.
Yeah.
So that's fine. If they don't, I think we put in here something that celebrates community and rich history of the town. So that could be a default unless you guys have some other.
No, I would rather it not be tied to the sponsor. I think that, personally,
No, I was just wondering,
I
like,
feel like that compromises the
going-
artistic integrity.
but if they have a say in what colors and what theme it is, then that's probably what they would, that's why I was asking.
So I structured this a little bit based on the feedback we got from the city of Bridgeport on a mural program. And a lot of businesses, they don't really care. I mean, but some, want to, and maybe it's not gonna be like pizza theme, okay? So, but it could be culinary or food or something like that. I think we can work with that. I don't know how many businesses are that interested. When I talk to a few of them, they're like, you sort it out. I mean, we're happy to sponsor it. But the first question I get back from artists typically is, well, what are you thinking of? Well, what's the inspiration? I mean, so I need to give a little direction, I suppose. I mean,
Or even say, they just want to make sure they don't do the work and then find out that that won't be accepted.
right.
So that they're looking more for guidelines.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do this.
Yeah, and I specifically put that in. So again, after you have, I know it's much to read tonight,
Yeah.
but this is kind of a draft, so take a look at it. If you have any thoughts, I'm gonna run it past the graphic artist that did the one in Sherman Green that's doing the fabrication, just to make sure that he thinks it's appropriate. Like, we're gonna end up with a finished product that he can then turn into a vinyl wrap.
Right.
But that's the whole thought. So we do have time, because the plan would be to get everything kind of in place so that we're ready to do installation of this thing.
Yeah, it's great.
By the time,
I'm looking.
by the time we get, designs and all, it'll be way too cold to be putting.
This looks great to me, Mark. I don't know that you need to change anything.
Yeah, well, again, it's.
DOT has to approve it. And there are guidelines
True.
for aesthetic treatment.
And to your point, we don't want people spinning their wheels, so, but part of it is give us kind of a concept or a couple concepts that people can react to.
Like,
And
what
then
if someone wants to be political on it?
you can't do
Cannot
that,
do
because that is in the guidelines. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So when I looked at the guidelines, and some, I didn't create this out of whole cloth. I looked at other communities that have done this before, and some have a lot of rules, but many of them, those rules are embedded in the DOT's guidelines.
Okay.
So many communities you can't have commercial advertising. You can't have something that would be a distraction to drivers, motorists. So, so I think a lot of it is incorporated there, so I just linked it.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's great.
So that is the utility cabinets. We're making good progress here.
You're making good progress, not we, you.
It's a collective we. It's more than we. But yeah, it's good. This is fairly, again, it's within our price point that we can, get some public art out there. So
Yeah.
that was it. I think, unless there are other questions, I'll share the draft with everyone else that's not able to attend. Number 6, we don't really, let me just take this. So.
Yeah.
So this is the 4 that I have so far, and there's certainly others. I actually had a 5th location, reached out to the private property owner today, and he said, well, we just had it painted. I'm not so sure, Let me talk to some people and see.
They're letting you do the T-Mobile one?
No, not yet. I mean, I drive past a couple of these locations. I think, wow, that'd be a great spot,
I love
prominent location, but I haven't talked to the owner there. I have tried to reach out to the owner of the Stop and Shop Plaza, Nutmeg Bowl, where the retaining wall is actually theirs. Mm-hmm. It's in front of, there's a pocket park in front. Recreation department had actually suggested that. Wouldn't it be great to have like a welcome to Fairfield type motif there? You've seen those,
Like
where
the
it's like the
postcard.
postcard type thing. The train station's been talked about. It's a huge space. I mean, each panel is, I guesstimated they're 20 by 30, and there's 7 of them. So,
Yeah, they are big.
we've talked about FTC, that's the back, but we've talked about the side that faces the parking lot and this other side that faces Umpqua. So, that's a possibility. And then you had some others too, I'm sure, Lou. So
Yeah, I know. I didn't get my video, but I did take a video yesterday. of, as you're coming, I'll share it with you, I'll show it to you guys. So picture you're coming into Southport on the Post Road. You pass Mama Chow's, you pass Dunkin' Donuts. There's a stop sign. You go under 95, you pass Equinox, you go over the hill. And just as you go over the train tracks, on either side, there's a bridge, and there are concrete panels on either side. I have the video here if you want to look. So that's what I was thinking of. They're sort of waist high and down, and they're concrete panels. And can you picture where
I can
before
picture it,
Blackstones? And you know, it's a long space, but it's also the gateway to Fairfield, you know? So I'm sorry that you didn't get my video in time.
It's very low.
It's slow, but it's
But I
also a gateway, which I
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not an artist. When I talk to Bridgeport, you know, they have somebody like me, but they also have an artist that goes with them, and they scout locations throughout town. They take a half a day and they drive around town with potential location. They look at it and say, you know, and these are some of the things they look at. Obviously, the size, the dimensions of the, you know, the canvas, but they're also looking at the exposure, which way does the wall face? You know, is there a need?
I don't think that's in our jurisdiction.
Is there?
Sure it is.
Is the post road?
Yeah.
It is, but so for example, structures like that most likely would be through DOT.
So that may make it even harder.
So it could be, but again, they have a process. I'm not saying it's an easy process, but they do have a process
Press play.
by which, you know, you can, oh, so it's right, okay. I was thinking this, so it's the one with the,
Yeah, both sides. There are concrete panels on both sides.
Yeah. It'd be nice to do something like nature there.
Yeah, that'd be
That has to
cool.
do with the beach or, you know,
Yeah.
then it's not distracting trying to.
it's good that
read
you took the
anything.
picture while you're driving.
I know.
Sorry,
Don't let anybody see that.
Right.
there was nobody around.
Anyway, so I think, you know, we haven't narrowed this down. Part of it is, you know, like the train station, obviously, we do control that space. The town does. Even FDC to us, it's the town's building, and obviously we work with FDC. That's easier. Private property, you know, I think, while might be some really great spots, I haven't gotten any. I've sent like 3 different emails to the folks at on Kings Highway without a response. I'm just not sure if I'm not getting the right people, like my contacts are old, whatever, but I didn't even reach out to Post Benson yet because their ownership management group has turned over a little bit. But private property is a little bit more challenging, I think, initially. You know, unless somebody's like really into it.
So which one do you think is the most likely then, Mark?
Of these, I mean, I'm hoping we identify more. I mean, of the 4 there, I think the FTC's one's the most likely because there was interest from FTC in this town building. So,
The interest, though, is on the Encore Road, not on the parking lot.
okay. I wasn't sure which side because I've heard 3 different things. I've heard like the parking lot side.
Yeah, we'd like to get somebody to pay for that. The Encore side, I
And
think.
this is the back. Which
Yeah, because are you like, because that's a corner, so there's
There's
the
both
back.
walls.
I don't see. there's much opportunity
you'd
at the
have
back.
to go more towards downtown from this picture.
Yeah.
On the Umpqua side. But again, you wouldn't get as much exposure because you really wouldn't be able to see it. It's down.
Yeah.
So you'd have to, it'd be at pedestrian scale. People walking there, you can see it, but you wouldn't be able to see it from a car, for example.
And are you saying that the side facing Naughty Dolphin?
Yeah.
That's what you're,
Well, no, we've talked about the Encore Road, we've talked about Naughty Dolphin, both trying to, yeah, I mean.
I thought of the two, between Umpqua and Naughty Dolphin.
I mean, from a
I would
pure
go
like,
with the Carter
oh, if you
Henry.
got off the train and saw this
Train,
beautiful
yeah,
mural, it'd
yeah.
be gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you actually have 2 distinct locations. You have one on this side of the shed and the other on the other side, which you can't really see.
Right, that's true.
Because it's kind of tucked away with some trees and stuff, so. Anyway, we don't have to decide anything now. Hopefully, we can identify, like you have done, some other locations that we can And then at some point, I think just talk to Matt and some other artists to get their perspective on things as to how feasible they are and whether they're good locations or not good locations. But I'd like to get
His perspective.
their perspective. yeah.
Okay.
Whether it's Matt or a muralist or somebody else, because they do have, that was the one thing I was envious of when Jonathan Delgado was describing the city's process. You know, they have kind of a resident artist that is going out scouting locations, and he knows what he's looking at, right?
Yeah.
So not me, you know. So
I mean, you want to make sure it's visible to a lot of people.
I think for the first one, obviously we want something that's visible. I think we want something that is at an appropriate scale, because I don't think, you know, like, as much as I love to do something at the train station, I'm afraid that if we didn't do something big, it would
What if
be
you did it in
lost.
parts there?
What's that?
What if you did it in parts, like the way people tattoo their arm?
But I think you almost have to have a plan that, I don't
Well,
know.
yeah, there could be a plan, but that's 7 panels that size, or that's a long time.
Yeah.
So,
And I'm saying even one panel, it's probably a pretty expensive mural.
but people passing through on the train too could see it, like it would be,
It'd be kind of,
Yeah.
it's mostly visible from people that park there, because it's really set back. By the time you get to the retaining wall,
Depends on the art.
yeah, I feel like if.
it'd have to be
Busy.
big to make a visual impression, I think.
Weren't you talking like top to bottom, size?
Yeah, I am,
Yeah.
but I think that, so I'm also thinking cost too.
Right, yeah,
So, you know, if you had a smaller canvas on which to paint, you could still make a big splash if it's in the right location, but it's probably, you know,
Yeah.
tens of thousands, not $100,000 to do some huge mural, so,
yeah.
yeah. Or 50,000, I don't know.
I still think those prices are crazy.
That's
Because
what I-
Leslie
what
Kober did the mural at the Circle, and it was like hundreds of dollars. And she
Yeah, I
did that
don't-
wole wall.
So I don't,
She did the,
I'm not gonna,
it's a big wall.
yeah,
But that's not very detailed, just from an artist's
She
perspective.
didn't do the colored one. She did the one before that with the birds, all the different birds. It was black and
Yeah.
white, so yeah, not a lot of color, but it was black and white. It was definitely
Yeah.
more detailed.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
well, I guess I'm gonna defer to folks. I don't wanna be, I don't wanna ask artists to give away their work. I feel that we should pay for something. and-
No.
But at
But
the
that's
same.
Matt's price. That's
But I'm
not
al-
an artist price. That's Matt's price you're quoting.
No, I'm also thinking, I mean, I asked Bridgeport what they're paying for some of these things. And yeah, some of them are huge. And part of it is if you're painting a large wall that's 30 feet up in the air, you're getting rental equipment.
Yeah.
Right, you gotta
Most of your
rent it.
expense is
Right.
related to lift.
Well, and also the number of hours that the artists are
hours,
putting in.
Right. Right.
That's a, I mean,
So I know some of those that they did were very,
Leslie, I gotta ask her.
Hi.
Yeah.
but we're not even at that point yet. I'm
Right.
just trying to, you know, get to the locations that make sense for us, so.
right.
Anyway, so that's what I came up with, and I'll add yours to the list, and
Okay,
if
now you
anyone
know
else
what
has any, we'll add that to the list, but I'll put that up on some kind of, that we can all chime in and add other things to it later.
Okay.
Great.
So that, you know, we had decided we're not gonna move forward with, not that we have a quorum anyway, we're not gonna move forward with the Rise Up Group contract until such time as we have a specific project that we wanna work with them on, so
Correct.
that makes sense.
Mark?
Good job.
Hey, Mark. I realize I'm an outsider and I'm out of order, but my reason for being here dovetails very much with these public art projects. Would it make sense?
We're gonna get to the, at the end, under new business, so
Okay.
we'll cover that shortly.
Um,
We won't be very long.
No, we won't be.
Any marketing and communications updates?
Nothing to report. We have a cultural district advisory board meeting on Thursday. flew.
You just, I don't know how I got assigned to public art working because you're doing 100% of the work.
I'm gonna be in charge.
Okay, great. I haven't done anything, Mark, except try to send you a video that didn't succeed.
So that's where we are with that. And then Katie was not able to attend. We did have this we did have a nice mixer at the Quick Center.
You know how many people showed up?
About the same, maybe a couple dozen. I think it was.
Same people or new
A
people?
couple new faces there.
Did Katie register people?
No. So there was some discussion.
Ah.
People were interested, but I don't think she.
She said she was going to be there with her computer.
She did. She was there.
Nobody wanted to
No
do
one
it.
wanted to do it there, so she did provide information. So
Okay.
a work in progress.
Do we have a location for the next one?
Katie mentioned that the Center for Arts and Minds would like to host
A place.
at 1720 Post Road.
Okay, there's nothing there.
So
Because I also have an idea.
Okay, tell us.
There'll be a new exhibit opening in the gallery.
Oh, golly. Thank you, Connor.
Yeah.
at FTC.
Yeah, we're doing our
That would be
25th
nice.
anniversary retrospective.
like
After
ours.
November 8th, it's open. We should definitely do it at FTC.
Okay.
Well, we're talking about December,
We don't
right?
have any dates yet, so you tell me. We don't have to decide it now, but
Well,
just
You're
shoot.
absolutely right. I'm
Just shoot me a
spacing
note.
out. Well, so the last one was September, what was it?
Please
I
don't do
wasn't
it on
here.
a Friday.
What?
Please don't do
yeah,
it
I
on
was,
a
I
Friday.
think it was like the
I've been
26th or
waiting
something.
for them. I haven't been in so long. And I'd like to have one too, but
Yeah, you want to do it
Spring.
outside in the spring, so.
Wait, we do want it on a weekend or we don't?
I wouldn't do it on a weekend, I wouldn't do it on a Friday. I would do it on a Thursday or Wednesday.
Thursday is a good day. Okay, let me just look at our schedule.
what time is Thursday's meeting?
2:00,
Here?
yes. So just get back to this, get back to this.
I didn't bring that up.
No, I would because I'm there every day and I'm like, Ian's painting and putting things up and it would be really nice to share that with people.
Yeah, I totally agree with
It's a
you.
good idea.
Um,
Um,
right.
FTC to host.
Yep, for sure. Let me get back to you on
Yep,
dates.
no problem. And now we're at.
Your business.
Yeah, okay.
John.
So I thought I would dovetail with Mark because he's talking about all these public art projects. And he and I have spoken briefly about this. And Sam and I have spoken about this.
Sam Goldstein or Sam?
Sam Cargill, sorry.
Cargill.
And Christine Vitale and I have spoken about this.
Okay.
So,
Dying for this to happen here.
was that?
I've been dying for this to happen here.
Oh, really?
And me too, because I saw them when they first came out in Chicago a million years ago with the
Yeah, I was
Bulls.
there too.
And I love the concept.
Me too.
Great, so you know what the concept is, I figured you all did.
Yeah.
The genesis of this was, my wife and I, when we moved out of the city, moved next door to these people, Jessica and Bill Gerber. And we lived next to them for 12 years, we moved away, but we have remained very close, and dear friends with them. And when Bill died, I kind of wanted to do something. And I didn't know what. I went to Cornell Business School. What should pop up in my email but from Cornell about Cow Parade, because it's a Cornell guy who started this.
In the
And
US, you
Oh,
mean?
I didn't know that, yeah.
Not in
It
the
came,
US,
it came
'cause it
originally
came
from
from
Switzerland, yeah.
maybe, he's got it in the US, whatever. And then what really solidified it for me is they're in West Hartford. I'm from West Hartford. So it was like, okay, this
Meant
makes
to be.
too much sense. So I spoke with Mark, and I think Mark's takeaway was, I have no time and I cannot help and will not help. To which I said, fine, I'm not looking for any help. This is a self-funding operation. So you raise money from sponsors who are looking to, the funds ultimately go to a charity. And
One or multiple, or you choose?
you choose. So Sam and I we brainstormed about the sponsors, but some of the ones, I don't know who it is yet, but I'd like to include St. Baldrick's in that because.
Of Bill.
Right. And I think that the driver might be who the big sponsors are. So when West Hartford did this, People's Bank, then People's Bank, sponsored 10 cows. And, you know, I would think that maybe M&T would, I talked to somebody there, and I would think somebody there, I would think they might be interested, given some of the bumps with the merger, that they might like to be good citizens and be an anchor sponsor. Maybe Bigelow, I'm not saying they are, but I think there's a number of different sponsors. Now, given what you're doing, I want to make sure that we're not, you know, asking over and over to the same people and doing the same thing. But what I'm looking for from this group is nothing other than support. And by that, I mean that when it comes to artists who are doing these, I don't know who they are. I'm going to need some ideas and some help there. There you go. I may need you to supply me with a name or a phone number with somebody at a given place, and I'll make the call, or maybe I need you to make a call so that they know I'm calling. That's it. So I don't know what the timing is, but I just wanted to throw this idea out to you guys, and clearly you have a lot in the works, and I don't want to step on any toes, so.
You won't. But how long do you think it would take to put something like this together?
It's a good question, and I did not bring my notebook that has that timeline.
Yeah.
Now,
The reason I asked is that, you know, next year is a big moment for
50th,
the country as a whole. And the town's planning some celebrations to commemorate the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration.
Right.
And I would imagine as part of that, likely whoever's putting on those events, whether that's the town or the Fairfield Museum or FTC or whoever, are probably going to the same people that you would likely go to talk about sponsorships, right? And so I just did, to your point earlier, you don't want to,
Right.
like, it's one thing they ask for $500 to sponsor a utility cabinet.
Right.
But you're asking for a heck of a lot more, obviously, to sponsor a cow.
so a
How much is a
cow,
cow?
a cow is $5,000 for sponsorship, and that's broken down by $2,600 for the sculpture, $250 for the shipping, $1,000 the artists, $250 for the bases, $150 for a clear coat, and $100 moving and
And
storage.
this could be part of the 250. I don't know. I'm just,
I
we
think it's
just
a
need to
mixed
work.
message. I think it's a mixed message.
Yeah.
I agree. I think.
So if the timing is naturally, you would need a little bit of time to put this together. Maybe it works fine too. So I just didn't know what your suggested
I
timing.
don't have any definitive timing.
And in terms of, you know, I guess we're kind of in that process now where we're starting to solicit artists to participate in projects. And this could be a natural extension of that. So I think, you know, we would.
So let me ask,
could use our own network to help.
the cows come to us, they're white, and
Yes.
then they go somewhere else and they get
Position.
repainted?
Positioned and then the
Through
artist.
town. Yeah, the
No,
artist.
no, I know that, but like, do they keep making cows or do they take, you know,
No, then the cows are auctioned off at the end.
oh, and
so-
somebody gets them?
Right, so,
Ah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mention that part. So
Ah.
to go back to the Peoples example in West Hartford, Peoples then bought the 10 cows that they had
And
sponsored.
where are those now?
Those are in the Peoples branches in
That's so
the West
cool.
Hartford area.
Got it. Okay,
Oh, that's great.
okay.
So somebody like an M&T, that would be a natural, you know, maybe, I don't know. I don't know how long these things can last, so I don't know if somebody would want to put it in front of, you know, their building and, I don't know.
These are the fiberglass.
They look fiberglass.
Yeah, I think they have a pretty long life with that
Okay.
clear coat.
Yeah.
They can
Weather
be outside
resistant,
for-
right?
Yeah. Is the parade planned to be in Fairfield, like throughout Fairfield?
That's my intention.
Yeah.
So,
I'm so excited about that.
So it sounds like you've got support.
I've been wanting to, and I know a lot of artists, so.
I know none.
We just don't have that
Some
kind of
artists.
money, so we haven't been able to. But you know, there was, at McKinley School, the art teacher there did fiberglass pigs. She raised money and they did fiberglass pigs
Full scale?
20 years ago or something.
Wow.
They were big. Yeah. That was when I.
I've seen moose. I've seen.
have?
I saw a moose up in Vermont.
Yeah.
So
Moose on
when I ran for office in Orange, my hometown, they did 4. They didn't do it through this program. because we were gearing up for the bicentennial in Orange, so they did 4 and they placed them around town. I'll kind of show you. So it was cool. They painted the cows as like with different landmarks from the town.
Nice.
But now Orange is like very much an agricultural town. So
Yeah.
but
cows gotta
because my
work.
friend did all the
Oh,
artwork
that's
for it.
really nice, yeah.
And that was just one of
And the
them.
cows are still there.
And they're all still around town. And she says, she said they were terrible to paint. They didn't buy them, so that she said they were $1,200 a piece, but they had to sand them down, and it took like hours and hours and hours. But it was a very cool thing, the nursery school kids, but all painted different for
But they
the.
didn't go through this.
They did it on their own as like a
So maybe
Orange is a
these are,
farming town.
these are more primed and ready to go type.
Yeah.
thing, so.
But I do know it was a very big hit for the bicentennial.
Yeah, I would think it would be a big hit. Yeah.
I love that you might tie this to Bill Gerber,
Yeah, I love
I
that.
think that's, and if I recall, just because I know it was right after Make Music Day, it was about June 25th or so that he passed.
Yeah.
So if the bicentennial, do all the celebrations end after July 4th or?
No, there's a couple, and so again, I'm on the periphery helping out, but I know the museum is planning something for, Labor Day, the fall type thing. So again, part of my concern working with that is just making sure that we all are kind of coordinating our activities, because, the towns put on events, FTC has events, Connect Fairfield has events, we want to make sure that every kind of working together.
Because I was just thinking it would be nice to sort of announce this
Would be cool.
right around the anniversary of his passing.
I would love to tie it into Bill as much as I can, but I don't want it to then come across as too political.
I agree with you. To
As
make
much as
it,
I do want it to come across. as
right, but yeah, I
I
think,
don't know, I feel like, I don't know.
But it could be in memory of
But
the
that's kinda
man,
after-
not the
I think his
politician.
death was so apolitical, it was such a shock for everyone.
Yeah.
That, I don't know, but I'm not in politics, so I can't speak to that. Maybe other people would be offended by it. But I think it's a great
I
idea.
can't imagine being offended.
I don't either, but you just
You'd be
don't know.
shocked in this
You
town
don't know.
lately.
contentious right now, for sure.
So if you wanted to gauge support, I think you've heard support, enthusiastic support. And certainly from, we can definitely provide support, and I think we can also provide connections to artists at that point.
Absolutely, I'd love it to be a collaboration, I don't know if you're open to that, because we could help you in some way, but,
I'm very open to it. I wanted to come to you though, not looking to expect something from you.
yeah.
I am more than happy to have help and, input and all that.
I do think that it would be nice for us to collaborate with you and to help facilitate it.
Great.
And,
I would love that.
And it would be a good feather in the Arts Commission's cap, even though it's your idea. But if we could help you in some way, I think that's great.
Yeah, 100%.
Right now, there are 2 of us. So
Yeah.
Who's the other one?
Tara Cook Littman,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She would be, yeah.
she told me that she's very good at fundraising. So. She loves to ask for money, so.
That's the part I don't want to be
I don't
doing.
have my card, but that's where you can find me if you,
Oh, I have a card here.
thank you.
Well,
So would they be like downtown, or like along the
I think we'd have to figure that out.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, I
like,
think
that's how Chicago did it. I mean, they were like right along the roadway, but on the sidewalk. And does
I
that become a commission or
Part of it.
Parks and Rec or anything issue?
we can solve those locational issues at some point, but I suspect that, if somebody's sponsoring something and they happen to be on Black Rock Turnpike or in Southport, I think
Yeah.
they would want to have a calendar.
Right,
Yeah, and-
right.
Any
that's-
colony would want to
right.
do some sort of a
The
pizza.
way Orange did it is they weren't all in one location, they were spread
Yeah.
out around
I
town.
mean, as much as it's great to have a walking tour, part with the utility cabinets, the same way. We could have them all downtown, people would walk from one to another, but it's, what I hear oftentimes is, hey, what about Greenfield Hill? What about
Yeah.
Stratfield?
Right.
What
We don't
about
have the
Southport? So-
room, like in New York City, when they do it, it goes down Park Avenue because they have a median that they
Right,
can put
right.
work on.
Right.
But we don't have the room here.
I
Like it
think
would
it'd be
be.
nice to be inclusive. of
Yeah,
our
yeah,
neighborhoods,
it
right?
would, yeah.
Yeah, New York has done, I think they were like tigers, right around Grand Central, and they were spectacular. I mean, really, really nice. I was just looking for the
Are there animal
photos.
options or just cows from those folks?
I don't know the answer to that. I mean, they're called cow parades, so I presume that they're cow-centric.
The most popular one, but I have seen other iterations.
Yeah, I did a little research and there have been giraffes and there's a whole list of other
Of
towns.
animals
And I think in Florida, you can find dolphin ones.
Right, there's
But
one in.
maybe they're harder
Sure,
to
the
work
chamber
with
down there did
if
that.
they're not through these guys who've found their cows that are, artists have been able to.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if these folks had
Yeah,
other
I can ask them.
critters.
I think the cows are cool.
The cows are
I do,
cool.
but
I just,
one idea I had while I was thinking about you coming is that we are the founding town for the Audubon Center.
Oh, birds would be amazing.
And that would be a really interesting tie-in to bring the Audubon history
Yeah.
into it somehow. So that was just a thought I had.
I will
I
ask.
love that idea.
well, that was our
I was
conversation,
thinking,
which
like, to
is,
see
you know,
Europe.
cow, I've seen them, cows
Absolutely.
most often, but I have seen other animals. And once, you know, I can understand Chicago with cows because they had a big,
Well, it's the
you know,
cow, right.
it was
in
part
the
of their whole
Midwest,
history.
right,
But
exactly.
Fairfield doesn't have the same connection like Orange to.
Even
like-
Vermont has a history, you know, or,
Right.
and
So,
Orange
I was
has.
wondering if there's another animal that'd be more appropriate to, and that's a nice, that's a
I
nice
am
thought.
not pro bovine. I am pro Fairfield.
Right,
Right, I
right,
do.
whatever it is.
Well, yeah, the bird thing would be so,
That'd be so cool. That would be really cool.
I don't know if it's ever done. I'm happy to
Audubon
do
would
a
be
little work.
thrilled.
Well, it sounds like you have not only support, but you have a few volunteers.
It's awesome.
So maybe do we need to have a subcommittee of, how does that
The
work?
Public Art Working Group is you, so.
Okay, so yeah, we already
We've
have it.
already brought Christine into it, so. yeah. So you're already there.
If you could give me your card, John, so I could have it, and I'm Lou. I don't have a card, but I'll reach out. Thank you.
All right, I think that
That
takes
concludes
care of
that.
our public comment as well, unless there's
Yeah.
anything else anybody wants to say.
No?
All right, then I'll entertain a motion to adjourn at 6:46.
So moved.